What's happening? Another day, another live. Hope you're doing well. As per usual, we'll give it a couple minutes to let everyone jump on when they can. It's Tuesday. Hope you've all had a productive day. Hope your week is going well as well. As always, this is mainly a Q&A format. So any questions, shoot them my way. I'll answer them. Answering the questions is the priority. And if there's no questions, I'm just going to be sharing some wisdom, hopefully give you some information that you'll find helpful on your journey, on your fitness journey, because everyone's on a fitness journey. Like, that's one thing I think I've really discovered is that, deny it or not, everyone is trying to achieve something. Everyone could look better, everyone could be healthier. And for you to deny that is you lying to yourself. At least if you're in good shape, at least you're trying to maintain. And there's nothing wrong with that. As I said, happiness is health, wealth, relationships. So if you're not growing in all areas, you're dying in some area. So let's say you're married or you got a girlfriend. If your relationship's not improving, it's probably getting worse. If you're not training, if you're not focusing on your food, if you're not watching your diet, it's if it's not getting better, it's getting worse. If the money's not going up, you're not making plans. Even if you are investing money where you're taking a little dip, you know what I'm saying? Like your goals are to make more money. If the money's not getting better, it's getting worse. So, I hope you're finding value and this is helping you to achieve your fitness goal, whatever it is. So, today, firstly, I want to talk about, something. I had an interesting conversation with someone today, and they were talking about, essentially, they were getting sent to get some tasty profiteroles, some tasty treats. Basically, these are like cakes, and it was just a passing comment. It wasn't really a conversation, but it just made me think, how important it is to have a supportive environment. Like your home environment needs to be super supportive in terms of, they need to understand your goal. I've spoken before about doing a competition, and I'd have little arguments with my girlfriend because I felt she was being selfish. She was putting herself over my kind of dreams and my goals. Because obviously, for my competition, I had a super strict diet. This is not a diet that I would recommend to anyone who was just generally had a weight loss goal. But I had a super strict diet. Maybe I didn't give myself enough time. But I was having to do loads of cardio. I was tracking everything, and I was really serious. I was waking up at like 4 a.m. every day, and there'd be times where she'd want to like go out for a treat and have a pizza and stuff like that. And I had to just kind of be a little bit selfish and basically just tell her like, it's only a couple months, like, really support me on this. And luckily, she did eventually, she was letting me do my thing. But it's really important for your household to support you. So, a lot of people I've trained have struggled because, number one, they wasn't in control of their diet and their family didn't understand. So you'd have parents who would show love by feeding them, almost like eat. And if you don't eat, they get upset and emotional. And too much emotional attachment to anything is not good, but especially food. Like if that's a way that your family show love, you're gonna have a word with them and just tell them that for at least a period of time, this is important. Your goal is important, and it helps if you're both on the same goal. So if you're on a weight loss journey, your significant other's on a weight loss journey, or even your kids or whatever, it helps. It's way easier, and you should be the inspiration to get them on it. To be fair, and just learn to say no. That's the one thing. As I said, if you have no control of what's going in your mouth, then what in life do you have control of? Your life is basically out of control, spiraling out of control. So that's really important. So maybe even like you can do something like if they want to have snacks and treats, make them hide it. So just hide it. I just don't want to see it because it's hard. I can admit, if you've got those beautiful treats, I love chocolate. I love cakes and stuff like that. I love it. Like who doesn't? And it's so when you're seeing that there, it just makes it super hard. So just you need the support of your loved ones, your close circle, friends and family. Like the last thing you want to do is meet up with your friends and they're trying to force you to have shots or force you to, I mean, there's nothing you can do with these things and still get results. But if your plan is one that like stops you from having ice cream like more than once a week, then they need to be on the same page and not really like try and not bring you down. Because a lot of times people are literally like crabs in a bucket. So they see someone trying to go for their goals, and then like if you watch crabs in a bucket, it's crazy. You see like the crabs trying to escape. They're in a bucket. They're gonna die. They're gonna get eaten alive, munched up. And you'll see a crab try and go for it. Like literally, okay, my time to go. And literally, the claws come and grab like two or three crabs. Would be like grab them back, like grab the crab back. Like you ain't going nowhere. And that's really like life is crazy. And this will happen in very very subtle ways. Like even like maybe you might have the typical one is someone who the pessimist in your family. So even I had this personally where there's certain people that you can't share your goals and dreams with because they will just mock you for it or tell you why it can't be done. It's impossible. Like, oh, you're not gonna do this, and it can shatter you, especially if it's from someone you admire or respect or love, telling you that it can you're gonna take more notice of it than someone that you don't care about. So yeah, so get the family on board. Honestly, it's one of the keys to success for sure. All right, we've got a question here. Yo, okay, happy you liking the streams. All right. Hello, JP. I've got a question. Actually, I've got some muscles in my butt, but there's some fat covering it up. What can I do? Does squat help? Do squats help? So, the squats help. Yeah, do squats. Like I said, I've said a few times that you don't want to be skipping leg day because there's gonna be a time where you're gonna lose the fat and you're gonna have tiny legs and it's just gonna be out of proportion. Like there's nothing wrong with squats. Obviously, judge your progress. If you are doing a certain exercise and you feel like the glutes are getting bigger, then obviously take notice of that because everyone's body is different. I can't tell you necessarily how your squats are gonna affect your glutes, but I would keep doing them. I've squatted pretty much my whole fitness journey. I've done squats. I'm still doing squats now. Squats multiple times a week. I'm doing front squats, back squats, and hack squats. So if you're asking about me personally, I'm squatting like 3 times a week. Or multiple times a week. Twice a week I'm squatting. So yeah. So yeah, keep doing the squats. It's mainly diet. Just peel off the fat. And maybe peel off the fat and then see how you feel first. Do the exercises, peel off all the fat, see how you feel. And then you have to kind of use your own discernment, your own judgment to make your own decision. Or work with a coach. Obviously, I'd love to help you as well with that. So if you do want help, hit me up Instagram at jpfitness123, and then maybe I can give you some tips. But yeah, I would always recommend doing legs still, because that's just going to build your overall strength. Increasing overall muscle mass will mean you increase your metabolism, so you'll be burning fat like way just on autopilot. So yeah, and that just makes keeping the fat off way easier. You're gonna look more aesthetic. The last thing you want is a big upper body and skinny legs. Like for me, the lockdown really did kill the leg progress for me because I couldn't really train legs as I'd like. Maybe it's a little excuse, but really and truly, you should be able to push a lot more on your legs than most other body parts, if not all other body parts. So not being able to, I didn't have a squat rack. I just had some dumbbells, which were really good for maintaining the upper body. I could do chest press, shoulder press, rows, but when it came to legs, I wasn't able to, lift as I should, and I really didn't notice the difference. And you go to one insecurity into the other, so you might have an insecurity, your butt sticking out, and then you're gonna have a new insecurity where now you got skinny legs, and your butt still might be sticking out, which is the worst. So at least develop your hamstrings. I've got a video recently about developing your hamstrings. You want to develop everything: the hamstrings, the quads, the calves. That's really the key to success. So yeah, good question. It's actually a common question I get quite a lot. But the main thing is diet. Nutrition is the main thing by far. Okay, so by the way, if you ask a question, please wait for about 10 minutes. I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to get back to you. Because sometimes I like to get in a flow. I like to talk and exhaust all my kind of ideas, and then I answer the questions. Versus I talk for 2 minutes and then I answer a question, lose my train of thought. So yeah. So another thing I want to talk about is dealing with kind of discouragement, kind of down days where maybe you didn't have a great workout, maybe you've cheated on your diet, maybe the scales haven't gone down as you expected. That's a common one that can cause disappointment. So let's say you're trying to get ripped and you've been killing yourself for a week, and you didn't take my advice, and you took a whole week to weigh yourself and you haven't lost any weight. Maybe you've gained some weight. You've been dieting, or you think you've been dieting. You haven't even had a cheat meal. You haven't even had that McDonald's or that pizza, or you didn't have that ice cream, and the weight's gone up. Like, that can make a lot of people want to stop and quit. Now, how do you approach these moments? I think that a great way to approach these situations is just to kind of follow a process. Just follow the process, whether it leads to success or not. It's the process, because the process works, but maybe you're just not following it 100%. So going to the gym works. Lifting weights works. Lifting heavy works. Being on a calorie deficit works. Now, in these moments of maybe disappointment, you just have to, number one, stay positive, trust in the process, but also be willing to make tweaks. Like, these are the three. Like, if you're not positive, you know, you might give up. If you don't follow the process, then you're gonna just be doing all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say tweaks. It's a small change. So basically, like, even now, I'm kind of experimenting now. The lifestyle's changed slightly, so I'm noticing things, and I'm, even me personally, I'm, little tweaks. Like, for example, what are you eating? What has changed in your diet? What have you crept in? Maybe you're having extra, extra sauces or extra portions of stuff, or maybe you're having that extra snack that wasn't there, or maybe you're doing a little bit less activity, not necessarily cardio, but maybe you've stopped taking the stairs, or you're now in the car more than you was walking, or maybe even you have an extra snack, or you swapped out a certain ingredient. Maybe it's something small. Maybe you just need to weigh yourself more frequently. Maybe instead of once a week, you need to start weighing yourself once a day. Um, maybe it's something like that. So you just have to, and you just have to just tweak something small. And the fact of you trusting the process means that you have your faith in the process. It's like any kind of religion, or any spiritual faith. Like, that's even a process. Let's say you're trying to achieve something big, like, you just believe in the process of, let's say, praying. You pray about your goals. Like, that can take a lot of relief and stress out of, like, it's almost like you're taking it, it's still in your hands, but it's out of your hands. You're kind of taking it to a higher power and trusting the process. It's like faith, if that makes sense. So that's really important. So that's why having a trainer can help. Because, like, you trust the trainer's got more experience than you, and you just have faith in what the trainer's giving you is right for you. So yeah, it's gonna happen. It's not all ups, and it's not all ups. Like, life is never all ups, and it's almost how you deal with the downs is way more important than you deal with the highs. There's a famous saying that a lot of successful people say, like, never get too high, never get too low, just level, and that's really the key to success. Is just like steady progression, steady progression. It's like, life can be like crypto. It's like, you're booming and then it's dipping, like it's dumping, and then ideally you don't want to have the crazy ups and lows, but there's going to be a bit of ups and a little bit of downs. But it's just the consistency. Having a consistent mindset is just gonna make all the difference. Okay, another question. Good to see your streams growing. I recommend edited thumbnails. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Feedback is always important, so I appreciate that. Okay. So yeah, love any fitness related questions. Okay. Appreciated. Cool. But yeah, this is it's something that you need to commit to for life. Like, honestly, like, this is a lifestyle change. Like, honestly, when you start thinking long term and you think about, like, decades and decades, like, it's just a way better mindset than just a quick fix. Like, quick fixes, easy come, easy go. Like, that's typically the mindset that most people have, especially towards fitness. And you need to have a mindset where you're really building something that's gonna be, that you can have. It's gonna be yours for years. Like it's very like the world is very kind of short term based. It's like quick fixes, like quick 15-second videos. Just quick hits of endorphins. Uh, you have an ice cream, feel good for a second, or you watch a funny video, and you're just hooked on the quick stuff. It's like playing a video game. You're like, this is like, it's like video game almost, like a video game culture. Like you play a video game, you complete a level, but really and truly, it doesn't really do much for your life. Like sometimes it's the hard grind that really pays off. That's where the big wins are. It's the hard grinds. No one's watching you. No one's watching you. Like, you go to the gym. You're going by yourself. Like there's no glory necessarily in going to the gym and working out. Like where's the glory in that? Waking up in the morning, it's cold, or if you're somewhere hot, sunny, it's hot. But essentially you're on your own in there. No one's lifting the weights for you. But when you start getting the results, and then people start asking how you did it, people start showing you love for it. That's when it's all worth it. That's when it all pays off. So just getting through the grind times, really and truly. Like I don't even like to use that word grind because I think it's a bit of a negative word. Like a word grind is like you're toiling and struggling. But life can be like that sometimes. But I prefer the word work. Just put in that work. Like everyone's putting in work. You wake up, you put your hands to something, put in that grind, or put in that work. And it all pays off. Like honestly, I don't think there's anything I've worked hard for that didn't pay off. Maybe it wasn't immediate, but it's all part of your character building, and it will all pay off in the end. Like I promise, the wins are there. The wins, you're a couple workouts, a couple weeks, a couple months away from having that glorious win. And then when you get that win, just keep stacking the wins. Like honestly, it's all about stacking the wins. That's how these physiques aren't built overnight. You just got to keep stacking the wins. Everyone I've met who's been in great shape, it didn't happen in a week. It didn't happen in a month. It's just became their lifestyle, and it just happened automatically. That's the thing. If you just make it part of your lifestyle, I know it's been tough with COVID, like with the gyms closing, but really that wasn't really an excuse. Like if you like, my main thing is it's body transformation, so fat loss and weight gain. Like if you're overweight, like there's no like COVID shouldn't have stopped you. If you were really determined and you committed to your goal, you would have grabbed some weights, 100%. You could have easily done it. I could have got some better weights. The first lockdown, I didn't have. Did I have? The first lockdown, I should have invested more. The first lockdown in the UK, when COVID first started, I just had a bench, thinking that COVID was going to be over in a couple of weeks. And then luckily, I was prepared for the second lockdown. Invested in a bench, invested in some extra equipment, and it did make all the difference. So there is really no excuse. It's just a commitment. Like the commitment is really everything. Like commit first, figure the self out, figure the rest out later. Okay. So, how to get how to get off lower body fat from sitting? I'm not sure. Ask that question again, brother. I didn't quite get that. But yeah, so yeah, keep the questions fitness related, guys. I'm just gonna, keep this fitness or anything close to fitness will be awesome. But yeah, I'm in London for a few weeks visiting family. I didn't see family for over a year, and then I've decided that the next trip is Colombia. That's the next trip, so that should be fun. Just a dilemma on having to get the vaccine or not. That's going to be interesting. So we'll see. I think most places you're going to need the vaccine to travel. I haven't got it yet, so we'll see. But if I need to get it to travel, then it might have to be done. But yeah, keep the questions fitness related, guys. Keep this. I think we strayed off the points a bit too much on the last ones. But yeah, hopefully, you guys are, you're clear. There's so much information out there. Honestly, I've got over 200 videos now. I'm gonna get to over 1,000 eventually. Not that it's all about quantity; it's about quality. But I'm just, part of me just proving to myself that, I'm on my journey to be consistent as well. Like I said, a lot of the principles from fitness I'm using in other areas. So my coaching, You know, it's because it's the essentially it's the same thing. It's the same thing, same hurdles, same like, mindset challenges that you're gonna face. You know, anything new, anything you're trying to manifest into your life is going to take an element of, you know, it's going to take an element of work, of sacrifice, you know, determination, persistence. Like these are the key words. Like I probably say them in every live stream I do. Like these key words, like they're so important to anything, even learning a new language. So I can speak Spanish now. Some Spanish ladies might try and tell me otherwise, but you know, it definitely wasn't. Didn't come overnight. I started using Duolingo, so you know maybe that's the equivalent of you doing some home workouts. I started with the free stuff, and then I hired a coach. I did like a you could call it a boot camp over the weekend. So that's like maybe you paying for a class, you going to a class. So I done that, and the Spanish got a little bit better. I met some people who had a similar goal to me. So maybe you meet some other people who are joining the class and they're on a fitness journey as well. And then I had I had one friend and she was teaching me. I was paying her to come and teach me like three sessions a week learning Spanish. So like 3 hours a week. Maybe that's you hiring a personal trainer, and then you know you get that bit better, and then eventually, and then I just got confident, and then I branched out by myself. I wasn't she left, and I was left to my own devices. And whereas a lot of you might stop, oh my trainer's left, I'm gonna stop. Like that's probably the worst situation ever. It happened to me so many times, where for example maybe um or maybe someone, as soon as they stop paying for the training, they stop training. Like that was for me, that was such a sad thing to see. And that was another reason why I was so eager to keep my clients on, because I just knew in the back of my head, as soon as they stop paying for the coaching, like they're not even gonna turn up to the gym. At least stop paying for the coaching but still turn up. Like I'd say maybe 80%, definitely 80% of people who stopped paying for training stopped turning up, because the training was just, it was the last, it was what they needed, it was the accountability they needed, which is why accountability is so key. Like if you're struggling to stay consistent, just hire a trainer. Honestly, just pay for the and you pay for the accountability. Honestly, it'll make a huge difference. Like the fact that that money is coming out of your account every month is gonna just be a big reminder of, I'm paying for this. Maybe I should use it. And just having that someone to lean on, like whenever you're facing one of these hurdles that typically cause you to fall off, instead of suffering in silence, you can speak to someone like, this is happening. I'm not feeling so great. I'm feeling a bit demotivated. What do you think? And if you've got a good trainer, you should be able to relate to you and give you some great advice to get you back on track. So it definitely helps. As they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So the fastest way, if you want to start working out, just start doing some push-ups at home. You're gonna let's go in fast. But joining the gym, joining the community in the gym, hiring a trainer, you're going together. You're gonna be way more likely to hit that goal when you just build a positive environment around you. And as I was saying earlier, if you're at home and you've got kind of bad influences, you've got people who aren't taking fitness seriously, maybe they're not even eating a proper diet, or they don't believe in exercise, or maybe they mock you for trying to do the right thing. Maybe spend more time in the gym. You're going to be with people who really understand what you're going for, understand not only the dreams but also the pain as well. So maybe even the pain from where you started from. I really think like groups and communities like Weight Watchers and Slimming World are like amazing. I've had clients do these, and yeah, just it just sounded great. Honestly, like they have a meeting and there's a bunch of them. Like the Slimming World, there's a bunch of Slimming Worlds around, for example, London, and you can just check in if there's one by your work or at home. It's almost like it's amazing. You weigh yourself in front of everybody and you have like a little conversation as we are here. And even you joining this, like it's a big thing. Like even if you turn up to these, like you check in once a week, like maybe you just make this part of your routine, because I'm going to be here. Maybe you say, oh, okay, every Tuesday night I'm going to check in with Josh for half an hour, just to kind of, maybe I've got a question, and honestly, I'm here for you. Like, this is obviously free coaching. Like you can rinse this as much as you want. Like honestly, you could just abuse this. Hit me up with questions every day. I'm gonna answer them as long as they're fitness related, and they're like good questions. Well, I don't believe in a bad question, but as long as they're fitness related, I'm gonna answer them. So, and there's other people watching, so it might not be met many. As well as 5 people, 2 on YouTube right now, 3 on Instagram, but it's a little community right now. So you're definitely doing the right thing signing in. Okay. Man, I remember back days I used to hide my butt every time I went out. My butt was one of my biggest insecurities. Right now, whenever I go, I try to show it and not hiding it anymore. So yeah, don't hide that. It's the in thing. It's the in thing as of as of maybe recent. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it is what it is. You've either got you, if you haven't. But if the rest of your body is, that's why I'm such a big believer in just bodybuilding, because if the rest of your body is built in shape, it doesn't really stick out. It's like your shoulders stick out, your arms stick out, your chest sticks out, so your glutes are gonna stick out as well. So honestly, anyone who's having big butt insecurities, unless it's like tons of excess fat, you should be working on building the muscle as well. Bodybuilding, that's what it's there for. That's what the gyms are there for. That's what the weights there for. The machines, the trainers, endless videos. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. They're gonna teach you how to bodybuild. And I know a lot of people just want to be slender. I don't understand this. Manly men want to be slender. They want to be slender and slim. Oh, I don't want muscles. I want to be. I'm not saying that it's in that voice, but I didn't get that. I always wanted to be big. Like, who doesn't want to be big? Who doesn't want to have muscles and be strong and look like a threat? Who doesn't want to look like they could dominate anyone else in the room? Like, I don't know. That's just me. So, and it's more of a positive mindset. I feel like, oh, I've got a big butt, like victim thing. I never came, it was never a victim thing for me. It was a bit of an annoyance, but then I realized it's all up to me. Like, I can change this. Let me, let me, uh, How do I turn this into a win? And I managed to figure it out, which is why I'm sharing it with you. uh, a little bit of insecurity still exists. Genetics. Yeah, I mean, what's the insecurity? Tell me more. Like, you feeling soft. I had a conversation yesterday with someone who was actually a gay man who essentially felt like he was getting bullied in the hood. He sounded like he was from the hood, and he sounded like he was getting bullied, and now he come out, and obviously, fair's to him. Obviously, it's not nice to be bullied if you're getting teased for it, and I'm not sure if that those negative statements affect your maybe your choices, or I don't know, I can't, I've never been in that never been in that environment. It didn't sound horrible though. It didn't sound nice. It did sound quite a tough situation. I actually felt quite sad for him when he was telling me about it. But essentially, like, I think if you take yourself too seriously, you can never win. Like, I'm not sure if you saw that Will Smith, he slapped Chris Rock. That was wild. My mom was, I saw something like that and I kind of ignored it. I was like, this can't be. This is probably staged. This isn't real. And I saw it and I was like, oh snap, he switched. Will Smith switched at the Oscars. It was wow. That's like wow. It's unbelievable. The guy lost control, and I guess there was some insecurities there. Like the button was pressed. There's a sore wound. Obviously, everyone's seen that situation of not to sidetrack from fitness, but I think this ties into insecurities. So obviously, what was the thing? Like, she cheated, and the world found out that she had an affair with a rapper or something famous like that, and everyone was, Will was obviously the man. Like, growing up, Will Smith is the man. Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Everyone's trying to be like Will Smith. Even I feel like some of my characteristics are based off that. Even though it wasn't real life, it's based on that. Will Smith was getting all the girls. Will Smith was the cool guy in school. And even his character in French Prince was Will. So you've always looked at Will as the guy. All the movies, Will's always a superhero. All of a sudden you were seeing Will, like, if it can happen to Will Smith, his wife cheats on him, it can happen to everyone. Like, we've got no hope. And obviously everyone's the center of attention, and obviously Chris Rock went at his wife a couple of years ago, and it happened again, and the insecurity was too much, and he basically embarrassed himself in front of the world. Like, I don't care what anyone says, there's no glory, and crying about it afterwards. It's probably the most saddest moment of you can witness of a hero. And there's even clips of other celebrities hugging him and like reassuring him, and it was sad to see, honestly, very sad to see. Poor Will Smith, and yeah, the insecurities got to him. So if you're going through insecurities, just don't let anyone see it. Like, that's the worst thing you could have done. Okay, maybe you didn't have to laugh at the start of the clip. You see him like laughing. He makes the joke. He laughs. Everyone's laughing apart from his wife. His wife's not happy. And all of a sudden, and I don't know if he, she nudges him or something, or he just, starts getting up and literally assaults the guy on all the cameras. Like, oh man, if he wants to press charges, I'm sure he could probably end up going to prison for that. So he just put himself in a terrible position. That his moment of glory just embarrassed himself. Now, if only a few people knew the joke in that room, now the whole world, everyone knows the joke. Everyone might be doing some more research on what happened in their relationship, and there was no one won in that situation. It was just L's all around. So you gotta just that's the only way. That's the only way, and just trusting karma. Like if people are making you feel insecure, like karma is real. Karma, let karma handle it. Let karma handle it, and just work on yourself. Just work on yourself. So maybe what he should have done, you just swallow that, and then maybe you just never go to the Oscars again, or maybe you never talk to Chris Rock again, or maybe you just you make sure that never happens again. You're like, I don't think violence is ever the way. But yeah, insecurity. So everyone's insecure about something. Don't get me wrong. It's just what can you do about it? Hopefully, the insecurity. I mean, I used the insecurity as fire to train harder and go harder, and it was like fuel. Was like the energy I needed. And I think maybe it's even when I speak to people, I ask people, why do you want to do this? Like, why you want to train? And they'll give me the typical, oh, I just want to be a bit healthier. I want more energy. And I'm like, like you're number one, you're lying. You're lying to me. You're lying to yourself, and it's just not gonna help either of us. Like you're not being honest. Just be real. Why do you want to get in? Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to train? I hate the way I look. I hate how I look at myself in the mirror. I can't be like, I hate how I look naked. I hate how my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whatever looks at me and makes me feel. I hate not being able to wear the clothes I want. That's what I want to hear, and I'm gonna be like, yes, okay, cool, showtime. You ain't missing no sessions this week, whatever. And the more pain you give me, the more fire that you give to me, I can give to you. And I can remind you, it's like when you're going through the times where things aren't working, it's like, yeah, well I know, if I don't solve the problem now, the problem is not going to be solved. That's the thing. Like, you think these problems are gonna go away. Like a lot of times, I have a conversation with someone, and then like they'll decide in their minds that or maybe I haven't done enough to persuade them why they should really take the step and take this seriously. And they feel like having a conversation is enough to ease the pain, but no, the pain's still gonna be there. Trust me, the pain's still gonna be there. It's not going away. You can put your head in the sand as much as you like, but you'll be reminded that the pain is still there. So the goal is never to. So you should never, diminish the target. So if you have a goal to get in shape this year, like don't diminish the target. Oh, you wanted to lose 20 kilos. Oh, you know what? That's too hard. Let me be realistic and drop it to 10. Like no, instead of dropping the target, like increase the effort, change something, hire a trainer, or join in the gym, or try a different, nutritional diet or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, back to some questions. Maybe that would be the title. We'll put Will Smith in the title and maybe get some more views on these live streams. Okay, how to get rid of butt fat from sitting? Um, Maybe do less sitting. If you think sitting's causing it, then you can do standing. Like if you're someone who works sitting down most of the time, you can request for like a stand-up desk. And if anything, sitting's probably gonna affect your posture more than the fat that you store. Or maybe it's not. I mean, I suppose if you're sitting all the time, you're not being very active. Just be more active. Go to the gym, go for walks, do more standing up. Sit less. You've obviously already solved your own problem. You've already answered your own question. How to get rid of butt fat from sitting? Do less sitting. Not to sound, not to sound, not to like to diminish your question, but if you always try, a lot of times, you can probably identify what's causing you to be in the unhappy position you are now. There's probably a reason, and the fastest thing to do is just cut that reason out quickly. So if you are, gaining weight, just have a think, write a brainstorm. Why am I in this position right now? Just write it down. 20 reasons why I might be in this position, and then just use your logic to circle the most probable reason. Then cross it out, cut it out from your life. See if life changes. Like this is a common common approach I have to, for example, if I have a stomach ache. So, for example, all of a sudden I've got a stomach ache out of nowhere, and it's happening every 7 p.m. I just don't feel great. What is it? What new things am I eating? What new what new things might be affecting this? Maybe it's a new juice I've been enjoying, or a new protein shake, or maybe it's some new snack or something that's just been entering into my diet, and then it's just the process of elimination. So yeah, so every time you feel negative change, the number one step is identify that change. And there's been times where even with diet, I remember I've had to literally eliminate most things, like because if you're sometimes these things don't kick. Like let's say you got a stomach ache, these things might not kick in maybe a couple hours, like after you've eaten something. So maybe you've eaten something that's causing the stomach ache, but in that time there was like four different things you were eating in those couple hours. So sometimes just logic and when you really commit to the goal, you're gonna put the effort in. Sometimes these things aren't easy to identify, but if you commit, like let's say your weight's going up, the easy thing to do is give up and you only live once, But if you're really committed to the goal, you can identify it. Okay, you need to put on weight. Cool, bro. I hear you. Um, I'd love to help you do it. What's stopping you? What's stopping you, brother? Let me know. The more you tell me, the more I can help. Okay, good to see everyone joining, everyone checking in. I see everyone joining and leaving, but it's cool. A little check in. Okay. So yeah, 20 minutes. But do you know what? I actually like doing these lives. I feel like communication is such an important skill. Just to communicate. And even on a fitness journey, it's going to be an important skill. Like, communication is an important skill everywhere. Even, as I mentioned, like selling your family or your loved ones or your friends on your goal, you're going to need to communicate. Get everyone on board. Just being able to communicate is a valuable skill. So I would actually advise it. Anyone got any talent or any skills or anything they can teach, start teaching. Jump on the live and start teaching. Like, I'm really enjoying this. I feel the more I do, the easier it gets. So yeah, so I hope you managed to hit your gym sessions already. I think Monday is a great day to hit the gym, a great way to start the week. So today I actually trained. I trained chest today. Chest actually used to be it used to be my favorite workout. And now I think my favorite workout is hamstrings. For me, my favorite workout depends on my insecurity at the time. So at the moment, my lagging body parts are my hamstrings and my lower legs. So at the moment, I'm actually having a great time training them both. So my lower legs, I train every leg day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is lower leg, and yeah, it's fun. I'm gonna do a video actually about how to grow the lower leg because if you've got a big butt, you can make your lower legs look tiny. Like, and if you're wearing big shorts, so the worst look for if you've got a big butt is long shorts and long shorts and like a kind of medium long t-shirt that hangs over the back. Like that's the worst look because the calves look small, the upper legs look huge. From the side, it's a nightmare. So so yeah, and the best look, short shorts. Honestly, just get some short gym shorts, get a tight vest, no socks, no ankle socks as well, just short socks, and that's gonna be the best look. But yeah, keep these questions coming. Obviously, your questions help me as well. So yeah, hopefully you're okay. I'm just here to look at you. Okay, thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying the look. Am I coming to Germany one day? Yes, 100%. I'm coming to Germany. I've got a lot of friends. Mexico in Cancun, basically Cancun for the year. Playa del Carmen. I met people from all over the world. Met some really cool people from Germany. I've realized there are cool people in every single country. Every single country. I remember growing up, I used to think that London was the best place in the world, and I'd only want to ever live in London, New York, or LA. That was my thing. But now it's like, and that's been one of the benefits of COVID. Just as long as there's an Airbnb, a good gym, and an airport not too far away, I'm down to go and visit. Honestly, like even if you haven't traveled, you definitely should. Even in Mexico, like Evolve, shout out Evolve. I was actually a trainer there for a while. One of the best gyms I've ever been to, and I met a lot of, and even on the topic of Germany, I met a lot of German pro bodybuilders because there was a lot of pros who were going to Germany, going to Mexico to quarantine before going to like big shows in America, like Mr. Olympia, um, Mr. Olympia, excuse me, and the Arnold as well. And I feel like the gym is like a global language. It's like football. Like I'm sure if you like football and you have that much passion, you can go to anywhere in the world and talk about football, and you'll say a couple of names. You're gonna make some friends. So this is what I noticed actually. So when I was promoting my parties, it'd be I'd have like 10 seconds to build rapport with someone. So for example, you should try and use whatever you can. So you might see someone with a PSG shirt or like a Paris shirt. If you just say like Lionel Messi, like all of a sudden it's like, or Neymar, like oh, like your friends all of a sudden you understand their language. It's like if you can speak to someone in their language. So like it's almost like the gym as well. Like even if you can't speak the same language, they see you train, you see their train, and it's almost like a common bond, especially if you've got results. As I said, I've met most of my friends in the gym, but I literally feel like I can go to anywhere in the world. Honestly, anywhere in the world of a gym, I'm gonna make some awesome friends. And yeah, training somewhere hot really does give you extra motivation. I'll be honest. Like if you're somewhere cold and you're always covered up, it's the motivation is definitely different than when you're by a beach and you can get a pump and literally you leave the gym, whip off the top, and you're feeling all the instant gratification. That's instant gratification. The pump is instant gratification, and unfortunately, where the pump goes, it comes quickly. It goes quickly as well. Like you'll find that if you skip the gym for a week, the pump is what goes first. So you think you've lost your gains? No, you've lost the pump firstly, and the gains are going to slowly disappear as well. So and that's a good thing. I feel like once nothing's more painful than losing the pump. Like that's gonna get you straight in the gym. Like I feel terrible after a week. Honestly, give me a week out of the gym, or a week of maybe I've skipped a couple sessions, maybe I'm traveling, or I don't know. I don't know what many reasons there are for skipping more than having skipping a week of training when you didn't plan it. But yeah, let's say I've planned it. Let's say I've even planned a week away from the gym. I feel terrible, honestly. There was one time in maybe it was about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I remember I was helping my friend get in shape, and I felt that I was like having to restrict myself for him, if that makes sense. I didn't want to be a bad friend, a bad role model, so I'd be doing things like if he was asleep, I'd go out and get an ice cream. And there was a time where I felt like, okay, you should fly now. I've taught you enough. Let me live my life. And I took a break from the gym for a week, and I binged so badly. And that was a really bad mistake. I literally stopped training and binged badly, like every day, cheat day, every day, going nuts. And yeah, I just and by the time I got back to the gym, I was like, like I was looking at, I got to the point of looking at other people and admiring them. That's how far I fell off so quick. I was looking at other people like, wow, like, oh, they're in great shape. Oh, damn, like, and it was a good reminder. Like, I understand. I felt like that way. You might go to the gym, you might feel a bit intimidated, feel that everyone's in better shape than you, or if you're like, either you can feel intimidated or inspired. I hope you're the latter. You feel inspired. It's like looking at someone and hating, like hating. And if you hate someone for success, you'll never get that success. It's impossible because you've got too many connotations of hate. It's like if you see someone with a Ferrari or a Lambo, and you're like, oh, they're probably like Tossa, or you say they've got a small penis, or like they're compensating or something like that. You're just hating. It's gonna be hard for you to get that. Whereas if you're like, oh, that guy must have done something crazy. You like, how did he do that? How can I do that? It's just gonna be a completely different energy, and even the way you take in that information is gonna affect your decisions as well. So yeah, yo, what's up? What's up? Good seeing you. Okay, I'm guessing midweek is harder for people to attend the session, the lives. That's totally fine. I'm still here on demand, happy to share some knowledge. It's gonna be interesting. I wonder how many stories I could tell. maybe I'll research some tips on how to keep the lives engaging. But yeah, thank you for joining. The questions always help. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad the stories are inspiring. Yeah, maybe more story times. Maybe I'll give you more story times. Maybe that's a. And sometimes again, like as I said before, you just need some inspiration from the ether. Like, just keep your senses alert. Your third eye. Just keep your senses alert onto what inspiration that can be provided. So yeah, stories. Story time. Maybe I'll do more story times. So there was actually a story talking about squats. I'm actually really lucky. I almost paralyzed myself in the gym. I remember. So this was like after my competition, so like 2019. And it was funny. I actually went to a new gym. It was Muscle Works, but one in Enfield. I've never been to that one. And this is like one of the best gyms in the country, maybe one of the best gyms in the world. Huge brand. And I remember um, I literally had a cameraman filming me and everything. And I was excited. I was growing my YouTube. I was trying to grow my YouTube. I was trying to do these vlogs. And I remember it's one of those squat racks where it's like a big slant, a big slope. So this is like Saturday, it's like 1 p.m. The gym is pretty busy. I'm the new guy. Everyone's probably wondering like who this guy is. And literally I start squatting, and the plate literally hits the frame. And this is like I do one plate, I can see it's probably getting too close. I hit two plates. This is 100 kgs, and the plate literally slams on the rack, and I literally slide back. You can see it in one of my vlogs actually. I literally like lose balance, and there's 100 kg on my back, and I literally fall on my butt and like roll back, and yeah, it was crazy. Literally, a guy run over to see if I was all right, and obviously, I was mainly embarrassed more than anything. I got the cameraman still there, he's still filming, doesn't know what to do, and luckily, I was okay. I still finished the workout. I remember I was so stiff for a whole week, could barely and I guess I was lucky, because you hear stories about people getting paralyzed for way less. So thank goodness. So and yeah, and I think Joe, I think mentally that's actually played on my mind. Even now, like I feel like my squatting's never, I've never really been that good at squatting to the point now where I actually squat on the Smith machine. I'll be honest. I'm gonna put it out there. I squat on the Smith machine. Um, just because I don't know, I just feel more comfortable. I feel like it's less to rely on. My technique's never been that good. I've never really been into powerlifting. Maybe I should hire a coach to help me with my squatting. But I actually feel my legs grow on the Smith machine. It grows. And yeah, so always be careful. Like this, it's risky. Like there's no risk free kind of. Especially when you're lifting big weights, it's not risk free. So just be careful. So that's just a little story that popped to my mind. And on that topic, what's up, Felipe? Bro, don't skip leg day. Don't skip leg day no more. It's getting serious. I know. 3 legs, 3 days a week. No more skipping leg day. Now I haven't skipped leg day for like 10 years now. Thank goodness. Uh, yeah. Skipping legs is it's a crime. Don't do it. Don't do it. Although if you ask my YouTube community, there's a huge debate. I wish I could do polls. I wonder if I could do a poll on YouTube. Like, do you skip legs? Should you skip legs? Because everyone has genetically blessed legs in my YouTube community. So I'm gonna do some more videos. I'm gonna do more videos on the confidence. But honestly, like guys, you like people love guys with big legs and glutes. Honestly, and even now I've been appreciating it. I've been appreciating it way more. Like I'm trying to get my legs bigger than my upper body. Well, I think they are. They are already bigger than the upper body, but maybe considerably more without while still looking aesthetic. I feel like you can still look aesthetic with kind of bigger legs as long as you got muscle and you got the right shape. Like I reckon, you can still look. If you look at bodybuilders, like that's probably the most. Maybe they're a bit too puffed out, but like look at classic physique. It's probably the most aesthetic, like men's fitness composition there is. And just look at the legs. The legs are powerful. Like look at Chris Bumstead, huge legs, and look at his legs. Look at his Chris Bumstead. Look at his legs compared to his arms. Like you'll see a big difference. He's notably, he's quite known for having like maybe more weaker biceps. But it's just the physique is it's fine. It's the physique is powerful. The chest, the shoulders, the quads. Like when you see quads popping, like it's just dominant. It's a dominant physique. there was this trainer in my gym, and he had the biggest legs ever, and it was just like wow, like so impressive, because it's just the hardest to build, honestly. So okay, um, but yeah, Monday, Tuesday grind time. Make sure we hit the middle of the week. We're approaching Hump Day tomorrow. Make sure you're hitting the gym hard, and then towards the end of the week as well. Like that doesn't stop. Like and yeah, and essentially you should be training when you can. Like I had one of my clients was asking me about whether we could train every day. Like I gave him a new program, and he was like, "Can I do this like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?" Like, or should I take a break in between? And if you've got the right design program, you can do it every day and be fine. Like the main thing is not to just be hitting the same body part like day after day. You've got to let the body like rest and recover. But essentially, the best times to hit the gym is when you can. Like honestly, so the days off, if you do like a Monday to Friday 9 to 5, like I would suggest, definitely Saturdays and Sundays should be gym time. And maybe Fridays as well. If you got a tough job, and just whatever that fits in your lifestyle, honestly. Like, you should use and just be practical with it. Like be practical with the workouts, what you can do. And it's what can just, what can you slot in your life that can be consistent for you? Like what is easy for you? Like if you've got a full day, like you're up at 5 in the morning, you're doing the whole grind, or let's say you're working from like 8 a.m. all the way through to 7 p.m. It might not be realistic for you to hit the gym afterwards. So it's these are the things that really count more than what should I eat, more than how should I train, because everyone knows these are the basics. It's the lifestyle, honestly. So you'll notice if your lifestyle takes a sudden jolt, so maybe you get a new job, or you move town, or you move in with someone. Let's say you get a new girlfriend or break up. These are the big shifts to your lifestyle, and this will affect your physique. Even like for example bereavement can really make the difference to your physique. So you need to be aware when you're going for a big shift. Maybe move country, move city. Just be aware of what changes with that. Does that make sense? Like, and really be disciplined on those first few days of these changes. What's changing in the rest of your life? Because eating is something that we have to do every day. Like we have to eat to survive. So it's something you're always doing, and a lot of times it will be dictated by your lifestyle. Even like an income jump, all of a sudden you might be eating out more. You might be eating at different restaurants, or maybe you're going to more holidays. You're going all inclusive holidays, and then you're all of a sudden you're faced with the challenge of like endless food, and you can endless eating and feasting. These are the times where you have to be really disciplined. New friends in your life. Maybe you have a new friend. For lunch he loves to eat burgers, or he loves to eat steaks and go out to eat, or he loves to go for cocktails, or she loves to go for cocktails, sweet cocktails. Like these are things you have to really, it's complicated. It's complicated, and it's not complicated as well. And this is where really seeking expert advice can help you navigate these waters. A lot of the times it's the stuff that you just can't foresee. It's the stuff that you can't plan in advance that gets you. You can have the perfect plan, perfect. You go on Google, you're gonna find a perfect exercise plan, perfect nutrition plan, but that plan can't tell you what to do if your job changes, or what to do if you don't have a gym that's close to you, or how to when to train that suits your lifestyle, or what to do if the gym's too busy. Like this is just practical stuff that helps if you've got someone that's been there before, if that makes sense. So what if I can't do this exercise? What if the machine's broken? This person wants to train with me, or how do I get a spot? Like little things, like you just never know, and there's a lot to it. But essentially, if the lifestyle is suitable to get results, you will get results. So think about it's holistic. It's holistic change. It's not just it's going to workouts, doing your workouts. It's not just eating the right things or cutting out the wrong things. It's the whole lifestyle. It's the whole mindset, and that's really the foundation of everything of what it takes. Okay, cool. Well, I have been rapping for almost an hour now. Oh, we've got a question. Okay, let's about to wrap this up. Okay, genetics plays a huge major part Period. Look at your uncles and your aunts. In a sense, but did they train? You know what I'm saying? You can't look at your uncles and your aunts and they're eating burgers every day and fries and not going to the gym and eating sodas. You know, I don't know. I don't know. If your uncles have got good results and your aunts have got good results, look at them. If not, then don't look at them. Do not look at them. Do not look at them. If they're not a role model, do not look at them. Honestly. So I'd only say that if they've got what, yeah, if they've got what you want, you can look at them for sure. But other than that, I mean, even that, I mean, I'd love to say I'd agree with you with that, but I highly disagree. I'm sorry, I highly disagree with that statement because you're taking control out of your hands. Like your uncle and your auntie are just way different people. Like unless they're super successful, I wouldn't look at them. No way. But thank you for your comment. Honestly, it helps. Gives me something more to talk about. How do I be on a calorie deficit while living with my parents? So the way to be on a calorie deficit is to weigh yourself every day. Easiest way, weigh yourself every day. If the weight's going up, you're not on a calorie deficit. If the weight's going down, you're on a calorie deficit. It's the easiest way. I could tell you to be tracking your foods, this and that, but you know, you don't know what maybe your parents are cooking your food. You don't know what's going in the ingredients. So just get some weighing scales. If the weight is going down, you're on a calorie deficit. And bearing that in mind, you know, just be mindful of how you're eating, what food's being prepared for you. So if the foods are, you know, maybe you're eating too much, maybe they're super high calorie foods they're cooking. Maybe you just have to eat a bit less, or maybe substitute something else. Maybe you're having the food, but you're having like a lot of bread with it, or something on the sides. So maybe do a little, you know, and you have to be able to say yes and like to say no sometimes. But you won't be clear unless you weigh yourself daily. Honestly, it's so critical. I wish it's something that I knew way later, but it is, you know, it definitely makes a difference. And never blame the scales. Don't blame the scales ever, ever, ever. Just and you weighing yourself every day is gonna keep you mindful. It's just gonna keep you alert. I'd love for you to give it a try. Someone give it a try for like 2, 3 weeks. Give it a try for a month. Weigh yourself every day for a month, and there's no way the weight won't go in your direction. Honestly, like it's impossible. Like if you're just so aware, like you're so hyper focused, almost obsessed. Like it's nothing wrong with being obsessed. Obsessed is an amazing thing. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't want to be too obsessed." No, the reason you haven't got results is that you haven't been obsessed enough. Like go real obsessed, over 10x, obsessed, and you're gonna really move the needle in the direction you want. The questions are coming through right at the end. All right, I appreciate it for the questions. But I'm literally on at 9 p.m. BST, British Summer Time, 9 till 10. So really and truly, you get the questions at the start. It helps me a lot as well. Okay, is wearing dark pants, dark wash jeans, and good advice for big butt guys? Yeah, 100%. They say like black dark makes you look slimmer. So yeah, make them tight as well. I generally have a pair of black jeans, a pair of blue jeans. I know the glutes definitely pop out more in the blue jeans, but that's not a problem for me. I usually wear my jeans. I've got like boots, you know, so it's a good look. It makes the calf look a bit more stacked and make them tight as well. Okay, so yeah, I stream every day, 9 p.m. British summertime. I'm here every day at this time. So I'm going to be here tomorrow at the same time. Thank you all for joining. Have a lovely evening. Get questions ready for tomorrow. Get your session in tomorrow. Eat right. And catch you on the next one.